Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Tell me honestly, do you ever know the words in English, but when it's time to speak, nothing comes out? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, I'll show you how to speak English naturally, without fear, without overthinking, and with real confidence. Do you also face this problem? Comment below, yes or no. Chapter 1. Why English Feels Unnatural at First. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. And let me tell you something. You're not alone. Almost every English learner I've met has felt the same way at some point. You know the grammar, you know the vocabulary, you even study for hours. But when you finally open your mouth to speak, it doesn't sound right. It feels heavy. It feels slow. It feels unnatural. Have you ever had that experience? Now let's talk about why this happens. See, most of us start learning English by reading and writing. We sit in classrooms, we look at textbooks, we memorize rules. That's fine. But here's the problem. Real people don't speak like textbooks. So when you try to use that perfect grammar or those big words you learned, it feels like you're forcing your mouth to do something it doesn't want to do. And the result? You sound robotic. You sound stiff. You don't sound like you. I know what you're thinking right now. You're saying, "But teacher, I just want to sound fluent. I want to sound natural. I don't want people to laugh at me." And you know what? That's exactly what every English learner secretly wants. You don't want to impress people with big, fancy vocabulary. You don't want to show off your grammar skills. What you really want, deep inside, is to connect, to feel comfortable, to feel like English is your friend, not your enemy. Am I right? Let me give you an example. Imagine two people saying the same sentence. Person A says, "Hello, how do you do today?" "I am feeling very well, thank you." Perfect grammar, perfect structure, but it doesn't sound natural, does it? Now listen to person B. "Hey, how's it going?" "I'm good, thanks." Which one feels natural? Of course, person B, same meaning. But the second version feels alive, real, and comfortable, and that's exactly what you want. So why do you sound more like person A right now? The reason is very simple. You're still thinking in rules. You're still thinking in grammar. You're still translating in your head. And let me tell you, this is not your fault. Every learner does this at first. It's like learning to ride a bike. In the beginning, you look down at the pedals, you worry about balance, you feel nervous. But slowly, with practice, you stop thinking, and you just ride. Speaking English naturally works the same way. Now here's the good news. If English feels unnatural for you today, it doesn't mean it will always be like that. It only means you need the right practice. And the practice we're going to do together in this video is going to slowly break that stiffness. You are going to start sounding more like person B, the natural speaker. And I promise you, once you start sounding natural, your confidence will explode. People will listen to you differently. They will respond to you with more energy. And you will actually enjoy speaking. But here's something very important I want you to remember. Speaking naturally doesn't mean speaking perfectly. In fact, the more you try to be perfect, the more unnatural you sound. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who tries too hard? Maybe they try to use fancy words. Maybe they try to copy someone's accent perfectly. Maybe they speak so carefully that you can almost see their brain working. Does that sound natural? Number. Natural English is simple. Natural English is relaxed. Natural English is easy. So here's the first big lesson for today. Stop chasing perfection. Stop worrying about sounding like a dictionary. Instead, start focusing on sounding real. And how do we sound real? By speaking the way people actually speak. By using simple words. By using expressions. By letting your voice flow. I want you to do a little exercise with me right now. Don't just listen, do it with me. Say this sentence out loud. I'm hungry. That's it. Just 2 words. Say it now. I'm hungry. Did you feel how easy it was? Now say it again, but this time, put some expression. Imagine you haven't eaten all day. Say it with feeling. I'm hungry. Do you see the difference? That's natural. Not difficult words, not long sentences, just natural feeling in simple English. And this is exactly what we are going to do in the next chapters. We are going to take your English from robotic to natural, step by step. You are going to understand why you hesitate, why you sound stiff, and most importantly, how to fix it. But before we move on, let me tell you one last thing. Please don't be too hard on yourself. If your English feels unnatural today, it's completely normal. Every learner starts like this. Even I sounded unnatural when I first started speaking a foreign language. The important thing is not where you are today. The important thing is where you are going. And trust me, you are already on the right path because you're here, watching, practicing, learning. So let's continue this journey together. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you the first real step to making your English sound natural. Stop thinking in your language and start thinking in English. This is a game changer. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me. Chapter 2. Stop thinking in your language. All right, welcome back. Now that you understand why your English feels unnatural, let's talk about the biggest reason behind it. Translation. Yes, that habit of building a sentence in your own language first and then changing it into English. Let me ask you, do you do this? Be honest. Most learners do. You hear a question in English, and before you answer, your brain quickly makes the sentence in your own language. Then it tries to change it into English word by word. And by the time you finish, the moment has already passed. You sound slow. You sound unsure. And of course, it doesn't sound natural. I can almost hear what you're thinking right now. But teacher, how can I stop translating? My whole life I have used my first language. How can I suddenly think in English? Don't worry. You don't have to do it suddenly. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start small. Because here's the secret. Natural English begins not when you learn new words, but when you change the way your brain works. Let me show you how. Right now, I want you to look around your room. Don't translate. Just look. Do you see a chair? Say in English, chair. Do you see a table? Say, table. Do you see your phone? Say, phone. That's it. No long sentences, no grammar, just one word, directly in English. Why? Because your brain is slowly learning to connect objects with English words directly without going through your native language first. That's the first baby step to thinking in English. Now let's take it to the next level. Let's make short, easy sentences. Again, no translation. If you feel hungry, just say, I'm hungry. If you feel sleepy, say, I'm sleepy. If you're happy, say, I'm happy. Do you notice what's happening? You're training your brain to build automatic English thoughts. And the more automatic it becomes, the more natural your speech will sound. But here's the problem most learners face. They want to jump too fast. They want to start thinking in long, complicated sentences. And when they can't, they get frustrated. Listen, don't do that to yourself. Keep it simple. Keep it short. That's the way children learn, right? First they say milk, then want milk, then I want milk. Slowly, step by step, their brain becomes automatic. And if a child can do it, so can you. Here's another little exercise for you. Next time you do something, describe it in English in real time. For example, if you're walking to the kitchen, just say, I walk to the kitchen. If you're drinking water, say, I drink water. If you're opening the window, say, I open the window. Don't worry if it sounds too simple. The goal is not to impress anyone. The goal is to train your brain to think directly in English. And I promise you, if you practice like this every day, even for 5 minutes, your English will slowly become natural without you even realizing it. Now let's talk about psychology for a moment. I know what goes on in your head. You're afraid people will laugh at you if you speak too simply. You think, if I just say, I'm hungry or I'm sleepy, people will think my English is bad. No, that's not true. Native speakers also speak like this all the time. They use short, direct sentences. They don't always speak like a textbook. In fact, if you listen to natural English conversations, you'll hear more small words than big ones. So stop worrying about sounding simple. Simple is natural, and natural is powerful. Remember this: the more you simplify, the more natural you sound. Let me share a quick story with you. One of my students used to translate every single word before speaking. She would sit in class, nervous, trying to make the perfect sentence in her own language first. When she finally spoke, she would freeze. She sounded robotic. Then I gave her this one rule: no translation. Speak only what you can in English, even if it's short. At first, she struggled. She could only say 2 or 3 words. But slowly, after a few weeks, something magical happened. Her brain started to skip the translation step. Her English started to flow. And one day, she came to me and said, "Teacher, I don't know how, but I just said a sentence in English without thinking in my language first." That, my friends, is the moment when you start sounding natural. So let's make a deal right now. From today, whenever you can, stop translating. Don't aim for perfect sentences. Aim for direct English thoughts. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, it doesn't matter. As long as it's direct, you're winning. And here's a little secret bonus tip. Surround yourself with English. Put your phone in English. Watch short videos in English. Read small signs in English. The more you surround your brain with English, the easier it becomes to think in English. All right, so we've made an important shift today. We've stopped translating. We've started thinking directly in English. This is the first real step to making your English sound natural. In the next chapter, we'll go even deeper. I'm going to show you how to add rhythm and flow to your English. Because natural English is not just about words, it's also about music. Yes, English has its own music. And once you learn that music, you'll sound smooth, confident, and natural. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me. Let's move on together. Chapter 3. Speak with rhythm, not just words. Welcome back. So far, we've learned one very important thing. Stop translating and start thinking directly in English. But now, let's go a little deeper. Because here's the truth. Natural English is not only about the words you use. It's also about the rhythm, the flow, the music. Yes, English has its own music. And if you don't use that rhythm, even if your grammar is perfect, you will still sound unnatural. Let me explain. Imagine two people reading the same sentence. How are you today? Person A says, How are you? Today, flat, robotic, it doesn't feel alive. Now, person B says it with rhythm. How are you today? Do you hear the difference? The second one sounds natural because of the flow. And that's exactly what we're going to work on. Here's what's really happening in your brain. When you learn English from textbooks, you focus on every single word separately. You pronounce them slowly, carefully, one by one. And that's okay at the start. But when you speak like that in real life, it sounds heavy. It sounds unnatural. Real English speakers don't separate every word. They connect words together. They rise and fall with their voice. They use rhythm, just like in a song. Let's do a little exercise together. Say this slowly. I don't know. Now, say it naturally, the way native speakers do. I don't know. Did you feel how it became shorter, smoother, faster? That's rhythm. That's the music of English. And when you start to copy that music, suddenly your English doesn't just sound correct. It sounds alive. I know what you're thinking right now. But teacher, I don't want to copy. I want my own style. That's okay. But remember, children also copy before they create their own style. They listen, they imitate, and then they develop their unique voice. You need to do the same in English. First, copy the rhythm. Later, your own style will naturally grow. Let me give you another example. Take the sentence, What are you doing? In a textbook, you'll see it like this. What are you doing? But in natural speech, people say, What you doing? Can you hear the difference? The rhythm is faster, smoother, more connected. And the best part? You don't need to memorize it. You just need to listen, repeat, and feel it. Now, I know some of you are shy. You're thinking, if I try to copy rhythm, people will laugh. They'll think I'm faking an accent. No, my friend, they won't laugh. In fact, they'll appreciate you more. Because when you use rhythm, you're not just speaking English. You're speaking their English. You're speaking in a way that feels natural to them, and that builds connection. Here's another exercise. Let's say you want to greet someone. You could say, Hello, How are you? Flat. Or you could use rhythm. Hey, how's it going? Can you feel the difference in energy? One feels like a textbook. The other feels like a real human being. That's the magic of rhythm. And let's talk psychology for a moment. Deep down, you don't just want to speak English. You want to connect with people. You want them to feel comfortable with you. And rhythm is what makes conversations feel natural. Think about it. When you listen to your favorite song, you don't just enjoy the words. You enjoy the beat, the flow, the feeling. English is the same. People don't just listen to your words, they listen to your flow. Now, here's the challenge. From today, I want you to start listening carefully to the rhythm of English. Watch short videos, listen to conversations, notice how people connect their words. And don't just listen, repeat after them. Copy their tone, their flow, their pauses. This is called shadowing, and it's one of the most powerful tools to make your English natural. Let's try one right now. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat it with me. Ready? What's up? Say it with me. What's up? Good. Now let's try another. I'm fine. Thanks. Say it with me. I'm fine. Thanks. Did you feel the rhythm? It's not just the words. It's the way you say them. Remember this. English without rhythm is like music without beat. It feels empty. But when you add rhythm, suddenly it becomes smooth, natural, alive. And that's exactly what you want. So here's your assignment before the next chapter. Pick one short English video, maybe a movie clip, maybe a YouTube short, maybe a song. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat. Copy the rhythm, not just the words. Do this every day, and slowly your English will start to sound natural, just like music. All right, so we've learned that English is not just about vocabulary or grammar. It's about rhythm and flow. But there's one more secret to sounding natural, and that is choosing the right words. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you why simple words make you sound more natural than big, difficult ones. And I promise you, this will completely change the way you speak. So stay with me. Chapter 4. Learn to use easy words naturally. Welcome back, my friend. So far, we've learned two very powerful things. Stop translating in your head and start using the rhythm of English. Now, let's talk about another secret to speaking naturally. And this one is going to surprise you. Ready? Here it is. Natural English is built on simple words, not difficult ones. I know what you're probably thinking right now. But teacher, if I use easy words, won't people think my English is weak? No. In fact, it's the opposite. The more simple and clear your words are, the more natural and confident you sound. Let me explain why. Imagine two people want to say the same thing. Person A says, I am experiencing a state of extreme hunger at this moment. Perfect grammar, big vocabulary, but it feels strange. Now, person B says, I'm so hungry right now. Same meaning, simple words, but which one feels more natural? Of course, person B. That's the English people actually use in daily life. Here's the truth. Native speakers don't use complicated words all the time. They use short, easy, everyday words. Words like get, go, come, make, do. These are the building blocks of natural English. And when you master these small words, your English will suddenly sound alive, fluent, and natural. Let's try something. Take the word assist. It's correct, it's formal, but in real life, people just say help. Instead of purchase, most people say buy. Instead of difficult, they say hard. Do you see the difference? The easy words are not only shorter, they're also friendlier. They make conversations feel relaxed. Now, let me read your mind for a second. You're thinking, but teacher, I studied so many advanced words. Should I forget them? Not at all. Those words are useful in writing, in formal situations, maybe in exams. But if your goal is to speak naturally in daily life, start with the simple words. They are your best friends. I want you to imagine this. Two friends are sitting in a cafe having coffee. Do you think they're using long, complicated sentences with academic vocabulary? Number. They're using short, natural phrases. What's up? Not much. Let's go. I'm tired. That's it. And guess what? That's real English. That's the English you want to sound like. Here's another quick exercise. I'll say a formal sentence, and I want you to change it into natural English. Ready? Formal. I would like to consume some food because I am experiencing hunger. Natural. I want to eat. I'm hungry. Formal. Could you please provide me with some assistance? Natural. Can you help me? Do you see how much more natural and smooth the second version feels? That's the power of simple words. And here's something even more interesting. When you use simple words, people understand you more easily. And when people understand you, they connect with you. That's what you really want, isn't it? To connect, to be understood, to feel comfortable. Using big words might make you feel smart for a moment, but using simple words will make you sound natural forever. Let me share a quick story. One of my students once told me, "Teacher, I use advanced words, but people look confused." I asked her to replace those big words with simple ones. The next week, she came back smiling. She said, "Teacher, now people understand me instantly. They respond faster. The conversation feels smooth. That's the magic of simple English." Now, I'm not saying you should never learn difficult words, but for speaking naturally, your focus should always be easy, clear, direct. That's what makes you sound confident. That's what makes you sound real. Let's practice together. I'll give you some words. You say the natural version. Ready? Commence, start, terminate arrow end, purchase arrow buy, assist arrow help, require, need. Excellent. You're already making your English more natural. Here's the challenge for you. From today, whenever you want to say something in English, ask yourself, what's the simplest way I can say this? If you want to say utilize, just say use. If you want to say endeavor, just say try. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it natural. So now you've learned another powerful secret. Natural English is simple English. But we're not finished yet. Because even if you know how to use easy words, you need to practice them in real life. And in the next chapter, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'll show you how to practice daily with real-life sentences so that speaking natural English becomes part of your everyday life. So don't stop here. Stay with me. The next chapter is where your practice becomes real. Chapter 5. Daily Practice with Real-Life Sentences. Welcome back. So far, you've learned some powerful secrets. Don't translate, follow the rhythm, and use simple words. But now we need to answer an important question. How do you practice all this every single day? Because knowing is one thing, but practicing is what makes it real. And the good news? You don't need hours. Just a few minutes a day with real-life sentences can change your English forever. Let me tell you something very important. Fluency does not come from memorizing long lists of vocabulary. Fluency comes from practicing short, useful sentences again and again until they become automatic. That's how children learn. That's how you can learn too. Think about your daily life. You wake up, you get dressed, you eat breakfast, maybe you go to work or school or meet a friend. For each of these daily moments, there are simple sentences you can practice in English. Let's try. When you wake up, I need to get up. I don't want to wake up. Just 5 more minutes. When you eat breakfast, I'm hungry. Let's eat. I want some tea. When you leave home, let's go. I'm late. Where are my keys? Do you see how natural these sentences are? They're short, simple, and they fit real life. And here's the key. The more you practice these small sentences, the more English will start to live in your mind. Now let's take another example. Imagine you're with a friend. You can practice sentences like, how are you? I'm fine. Let's hang out. See you later. That's real English, and it's so much easier than you think. You don't need to create complex grammar structures. Just practice the kind of English people actually use in daily life. Let's try something together. I'll say the situation, and you say the English sentence in your head. Ready? Situation. You're thirsty. Sentence. I want some water. Situation. You're tired. Sentence. I need to rest. Situation. Your phone is missing. Sentence. Where's my phone? This is how you train your brain. By repeating real sentences, you slowly make English automatic. Here's a powerful tip. Talk to yourself in English during the day. I know it sounds a little funny, but it works. If you're cooking, say, I'm cooking rice. If you're walking, say, I'm walking to the shop. If you're waiting, say, I'm waiting for the bus. These tiny sentences add up. They create fluency step by step. Another great way is to choose 5 sentences every day and repeat them many times. For example, today's 5 sentences could be, I'm hungry, I'm busy, I'm tired, let's go, see you tomorrow. Say each sentence 5 times. That's it. It will only take you 5 minutes, but after 1 week, you'll have practiced 35 powerful sentences. After 1 month, more than 150. Imagine how natural your English will feel after that. I'll give you another trick. Use your phone as your teacher. Record yourself saying 5 sentences, then listen to them. Do you sound clear? Do you sound natural? If not, repeat. It's like having your own personal practice partner. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But teacher, what if I don't have anyone to practice with? Don't worry. Talking to yourself is practice. Recording yourself is practice. Listening and repeating is practice. You don't need a partner to start. You just need a daily routine. Let me share a little story. One of my students was very shy. She told me, "Teacher, I don't speak because I don't have friends to practice with." I told her, "Talk to yourself." She laughed, but she tried it. 2 months later, her fluency improved so much. She said, "Now, when I meet real people, I can speak without thinking too much." Why? Because she had already practiced daily with simple sentences. So here's your challenge for today. After this video, choose 5 sentences from your real life. Write them down. Repeat them many times. Record yourself if you can. Tomorrow, choose 5 more. Keep going. Don't stop. You'll be amazed how fast you improve. Remember, English fluency doesn't come in one day. It comes little by little with daily practice. So make English part of your life. Use it in the morning, in the evening, when you're alone, when you're busy. The more you practice, the more natural you'll sound. Now that you know how to practice daily, in the next chapter, I'll share another powerful secret: how to stop overthinking when you speak. Because even if you practice a lot, overthinking can still block your words. But don't worry, we'll break that wall together. Chapter 6: How to stop overthinking when you speak English. Let me ask you something. Has this ever happened to you? You know the words, you know the sentence. You even practiced it yesterday. But when it's time to speak, your brain freezes. You start thinking, what if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound stupid? And then, silence. You say nothing. My friend, you are not alone. Almost every English learner goes through this. And the problem is not your vocabulary. It's not your grammar. The problem is overthinking. Overthinking is when your brain works too hard, too fast, at the wrong time. Instead of letting the words flow, you stop and check every word, every rule, every detail. It feels safe, but in reality, it blocks your fluency. So how do we fix this? Let me share a big secret. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency is about being free. You don't need to speak perfect English. You just need to speak without fear. Think about how children speak. They make mistakes all the time. They say things the wrong way. But do they stop and worry? Number. They keep going. They keep talking. And that's why they improve so fast. Adults, on the other hand, stop themselves because they want to sound correct. But correction comes later. Confidence comes first. Here's what I want you to remember. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your teacher. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. But if you never speak, you never make mistakes, and you never learn. So how do you stop overthinking? Let me give you a few strategies. Strategy 1. Speak fast, not perfect. When you speak, don't give your brain time to check every word. Just let it out. Even if the grammar isn't perfect, people will understand. Speed helps you break the habit of overthinking. Strategy 2. Use simple words. Remember Chapter 4? Simple words are natural words. When you try to use big, complicated words, your brain slows down. Keep it simple. Say it quickly. Strategy 3. Focus on the message, not the mistake. Ask yourself, what is my goal? Your goal is not to speak perfect English. Your goal is to share an idea, ask a question, connect with someone. If they understand you, you've won. Strategy 4. Practice under pressure. Sometimes you need to train your brain for real situations. Try this. Set a timer for 1 minute. Pick a topic like my morning or my favorite food. Speak for 1 full minute without stopping, no matter what. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going. This exercise kills overthinking. Strategy 5. Accept silence. Sometimes your brain will pause. That's okay. Even native speakers stop to think. Instead of panicking, just say, "Let me think," or "one moment." These little phrases give you time and make you sound natural. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I once had a student named Amir. He was very smart. He knew a lot of grammar. But when we practiced speaking, he froze every time. He was so afraid of mistakes. I told him, "Amir, I want you to speak for 1 minute without stopping. I don't care if you make mistakes." At first, he was nervous. But after a week of this practice, something amazing happened. His words started flowing, his confidence grew, and he said to me, "Teacher, now I feel free." That's what happens when you stop overthinking. Remember this: your brain is like a muscle. The more you practice speaking freely, the stronger it becomes. At first it feels hard, but over time, your brain learns to trust you. It learns that mistakes are safe. It learns to let the words out. So here's your challenge for today. Take one topic, anything simple, like my family, my job, or what I ate today. Set a timer for 1 minute. Speak nonstop. Don't stop for grammar. Don't stop for vocabulary. Don't stop for mistakes. Just keep going. Tomorrow, do the same. Every day, 1 minute. This tiny practice will kill your habit of overthinking. My friend, fluency is not about knowing everything. Fluency is about speaking freely. And the moment you stop overthinking, you step into real confidence. Now, in the next chapter, we'll take things even further. We'll talk about how to grow your confidence step by step so that speaking English feels natural, easy, and exciting, not scary. Chapter 7. Step-by-Step Confidence Building. Confidence in English is not something you are born with. It is something you build, step by step, brick by brick, like a house. At first, it feels slow, but if you keep building, one day you will look back and say, "Wow, I can speak English with confidence." So let's build your house of confidence together. Step 1. Start small. Most learners think, when my English is perfect, then I will feel confident. But that's the wrong order. Confidence doesn't come after perfection. Confidence comes first. Start with very small steps. Say one simple sentence to a shopkeeper. Ask a short question to your teacher. Comment one line on a YouTube video in English. Every small step is a brick in your confidence house. Step 2. Practice daily. Confidence grows with repetition. The more you use English, the less scary it feels. Even 5 minutes a day can change your level. Talk to yourself in English. Record a voice message. Read a short dialogue aloud. These little actions, repeated every day, build confidence. Step 3. Celebrate mistakes. Yes, you heard me right. Celebrate them. Every time you make a mistake, clap for yourself. Why? Because a mistake means you were brave enough to speak. Without mistakes, there is no growth. Remember Amir from the last chapter? His biggest growth came when he stopped being afraid of mistakes. Do the same. Step 4. Build support around you. Confidence grows faster when you are not alone. Find a friend, a group, or even a community online where you can practice. Encourage each other. Laugh at mistakes together. Support makes the journey less lonely and much more fun. Step 5. Use positive self-talk. Your brain listens to your words. If you say, "I'm bad at English," "I will never improve," your brain believes you. But if you say, "I am learning," "I am improving," "every day I'm getting better," your brain also believes you. Talk to yourself kindly. You are your own coach. Step 6. Focus on progress, not perfection. Confidence doesn't mean speaking without mistakes. It means speaking better than yesterday. If today you spoke one sentence and yesterday you spoke none, that's progress. Smile at your progress. Be proud of it. That pride builds confidence. Step 7. Visualize success. Close your eyes and imagine this. You are speaking English with someone. They are smiling. They understand you. You feel calm. You feel strong. Visualization trains your brain. When the real moment comes, your brain feels ready because it has already practiced success. Now let me tell you a quick story. I had a student named Sophia. She was very shy. She always stayed quiet in class because she thought her English was bad. I gave her a challenge. Every day, just say one sentence in English no matter what. After 1 week, she was saying 3 sentences. After 1 month, she was talking for minutes. Her classmates noticed. They said, "Wow, Sophia, your English is improving so fast." But the truth was, her English was already there. What improved was her confidence. And that confidence made her words shine. Confidence is not magic. It's not luck. It's a daily practice. Just like going to the gym makes your muscles stronger, practicing these steps makes your confidence stronger. And when your confidence grows, something magical happens. People listen to you more, and you start enjoying English. Let's do a quick exercise together right now. Say this out loud with me. I am learning. I am improving. I am confident. Say it again. Feel the words. Let them go deep into your heart. This is your new belief. So, my friend, from today, stop waiting for confidence to come by itself. Start building it step by step. Remember, small steps create big change. And in our final chapter, Chapter 8, I will give you the ultimate push. We will talk about how to make English not just something you study, but a natural part of your daily life. That's the secret to speaking English naturally forever. Chapter 8. Living English Naturally. Here we are, my friend, the final chapter. We've talked about fluency, simple words, overthinking, and confidence. But now comes the most important part: how to make English a natural part of your life. Because learning English is not just about lessons, books, or classrooms. It's about living with English every single day. So let me ask you, when do you feel most natural in your own language? It's when you are relaxed, when you're talking to friends, watching a movie, laughing at a joke, or singing along to a song. That's the same feeling we want for your English. The secret is simple. Don't just study English. Live in English. Make it part of your daily world. How? Let me show you. First, surround yourself with English. Change your phone language to English. Watch short videos in English. Listen to music, even if you don't understand every word. Read the menu, the news headlines, the subtitles. Every little thing adds up. When you see English everywhere, your brain accepts it as normal. Second, connect English to your hobbies. Do you like cooking? Watch a recipe in English? Do you like football? Follow football news in English? Do you like movies? Watch them in English with subtitles. When you connect English to something you love, it doesn't feel like study anymore. It feels like fun. Third, talk to yourself in English. Yes, it might feel funny, but it works. Describe what you're doing. I am making tea. I am opening the window. I am checking my phone. This is simple, daily practice. And the best part? You don't need anyone else. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Fourth, make English friends. It doesn't matter if they are native speakers or other learners. Find people online or offline who want to practice. Even short conversations make English real. Remember, English is not just a subject. It's a tool for connection. Use it. Fifth, create daily rituals. Every morning, speak one sentence in English. Every night, write one short line in English. Small daily rituals are powerful. They turn English into a habit, and habits create fluency. Now, let me share a little story. I had a student named May. She was always waiting for the perfect time to practice English. She thought, when my grammar is better, then I will talk. But the perfect time never came. So I told her, don't wait for the perfect time. Create a daily life in English. She started small, watching short clips in English every day. Then she began writing her daily plans in English. Slowly, she started speaking to herself. After 3 months, something magical happened. She didn't have to translate anymore. She thought directly in English. Why? Because she was living in English every day. And that's what I want for you. Not just to learn English, but to live it. Not just to study English, but to feel it. When English becomes part of your lifestyle, it becomes natural. And when it's natural, speaking is easy. So, my friend, here's your final challenge. For the next 7 days, do one small thing in English every day. Day 1. Talk to yourself for 1 minute. Day 2. Watch a video in English. Day 3. Write one line in English. Day 4. Change one app to English. Day 5. Learn one new phrase and use it. Day 6. Listen to a song and repeat the lyrics. Day 7. Talk with a friend or online partner in English. 7 small steps, 1 big change. Imagine this. 1 year from now, you will look back and smile. You will say, I don't just study English anymore. I live in English, and that's why I speak naturally. Now, before we finish, let me say this. I believe in you. Truly. No matter where you are, no matter your level, you can speak English naturally. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to wait. You just need to start. And you have already started. So, if this video gave you motivation, do 3 things for me. 1. Subscribe to the channel so we can keep learning together. 2. Like the video so it reaches more learners like you. 3. Comment below and tell me, what small step will you take today to live in English? Your journey doesn't end here, my friend. This is only the beginning. You are building confidence. You are building fluency. You are building a new life in English. And remember, you are not alone. I'm here with you every step of the way. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep living in English.